All right, we're back. We're going to wind down the section on motivation and emotion and talk about social motivation. In particular, here we're going to talk about the human need to interact with others and the motivation that exists both intrinsically and extrinsically to connect and be accepted by others. So what do we mean by extrinsic motivation? So if you think about it, sometimes I'm motivated to achieve an end based on an external, or in this technically extrinsic motivation, where I might receive something from somebody else. Maybe I'm motivated by getting a good grade in a class, that I can say is extrinsic. Maybe I'm going to get paid for the work that I do. Perhaps I'm going to get a pat on the back or some type of recognition that someone else outside of me will give. So these are some examples of extrinsic motivations, as opposed to intrinsic motivation. An intrinsic motivator is something that drives me from inside. Maybe it's a biological motive. So maybe I'm driven to, as we said before, I'm driven to eat because of a biological motivation internally. And maybe I'm searching for a sense of personal satisfaction. I want to feel good about my work. I want to have a sense of accomplishment. I want to feel like I tried my hardest, and that makes me feel internally fantastic, and it's not about the reward that someone will give me externally. So that's the juxtaposition or the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. Finally, we'll talk again about Albert Bandura, who we referenced in a previous chapter, who did the research with the Bobo dolls in terms of modeling behavior. But in this context, Albert Bandura is well known for proposing a theory of self-efficacy that motivates behavior. Meaning, I'm going to be driven by myself, by being efficacious, by being effective at what I do in life, and that is ultimately what motivates me, even if there is an external motivator, even if there is something outside of me giving me money or a grade or a prize or something else. Bandura felt that we really ultimately have a strong drive for self-efficacy, and that's what leads people to succeed. And on that note, I hope that as we're now midway through, if you are going from beginning to end on this CLEP exam, that you're motivated to continue and you're motivated to keep studying hard so that you can pass your CLEP exam for both intrinsic and extrinsic motivations.